Welcome back to Cocktails with Kurt. This is episode 18, where our featured drink is the spicy margarita.
Which we're going to be doing in two varieties today. One is a variation on the margarita that we did back episode 7-ish, and another...
A lifetime ago.
A lifetime ago. And the other is going to be very similar, but it adds Ancho-Reyes liqueur. So that's its spicy twist.
Okay, so you said that this spicy margarita was very similar to the one we had before. Remind us what the ingredients were for the original one.
The original one is silver tequila. We use the milagro, and then fresh lime and agave nectar.
And how is this one different?
This one is different because instead of the silver tequila straight, we have an infusion of habanero peppers in the silver tequila.
Intriguing. Tell us how you made that infusion.
So the infusion is made simply by cutting up the habanero peppers. We take out the ribs and seeds, and then just letting the habanero sit in there. The peppers sit right in the spirit, and we let it sit for a while until it gets pretty spicy.
So this is the same tequila that we use otherwise?
Yes, it is.
So how long do we let it sit?
After a little bit of experimentation, both with the potency of the infusion and with the cocktail itself, we let this sit overnight. I don't know that it got a full 24 hours, but we let it go quite a while until it's really spicy. It's probably a little too spicy to drink straight, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, we should probably point that out for people. I think we've talked about infusions before, and our recommendation is just to keep tasting it until it tastes about right. But that didn't really work for us in this instance.
No, the first time we tried it, it tasted about right. It was at a point where it was nice and spicy. And this was after a couple, 3 hours. But when we actually made a cocktail with it, the spicy got overwhelmed by everything else that was going on. So we tried again. Actually, what we did was we added a second pepper to the infusion after straining out the first one, and let it sit more or less overnight. And now it's to a point, like I said, it's probably too spicy to drink it straight, but it should make a nice tequila or a nice margarita.
So you said a habanero pepper. How did you choose that one over something else, like a jalapeno or something else?
Wanted something that was going to infuse a lot of heat, thus the habanero. Habaneros are readily available in the grocery store. And
it's an important point.
Yes, and I, quite frankly, don't care for the taste of jalapeno. So
really what we were looking for is the heat, not as much of an addition to the flavor.
Correct. Though we let it sit for long enough that an actual flavor from the habanero is coming through, which I'm kind of neutral on either way. So it's not like the jalapeno where I kind of don't care for the flavor.
Okay. So what about you were going to do a side-by-side with this one and a different spicy margarita. So tell us about the other one.
The other spicy margarita is basically the same ingredients. So silver tequila, lime, agave, but it adds the Ancho-Reyes liqueur.
Have we seen the Ancho-Reyes liqueur in a different episode? I don't think we have.
I don't think we have.
Ancho chili liqueur. So it's liqueur, so it's a little sweet, right?
The ancho chilies, especially with this preparation, give it a slightly smoky flavor. There's a nice little heat behind it. It's not burn your face off heat, but there's a nice component to it. So with the Ancho-Reyes in there, the proportions aren't quite the same, and we're actually going to be tweaking the proportions on the regular margarita too, because we've kind of come to the conclusion that the way we were making it might be a little bit on the sweet side. So we're going to back off the agave just a shade from what we had done before.
Okay. So just to recap, the spiciness of the first margarita that you talked about comes from infusing the tequila, and the spiciness in the second one comes from the Ancho-Reyes liqueur.
That is
so in that second one, you don't use infused tequila, you use the regular tequila,
Yep.
but you use the Ancho-Reyes liqueur.
Yep. That's
Okay,
it.
all right, let's make these drinks.
All right, let's make the drinks. Oh. All right, so the regular margarita, or the spicy, based on the previous recipe, is going to be 2 ounces of the infused tequila. And then 1 ounce of fresh lime. And then 3/4 of an ounce, which is backing off just a little bit of what we did before of the agave.
Did we talk about different types of agave before? Because we've had some less than stellar experiences with
Yes.
it. This one is fairly neutral tasting, if I recall.
Yeah, it's definitely more than, it's richer in flavor than just straight simple syrup. There's more going on to it. But we've also had this specific brand.
So we like this one.
We like this one. We've tried, we have another one that we bought at one point, and it actually tastes more like, almost like honey, which doesn't seem to work out as well.
Well, it's fine if if you're looking for a honey flavor in your drink.
And that's really the thing, is as we've talked about before, and it's like the adjustment we're making here. It all depends on your tastes. So this is.
But agave is a particularly appropriate choice here, right? Because agave is the plant that tequila is made out of, isn't it? Is
Correct.
it the same plant that we're talking about?
It's the same plant.
Okay.
Blue agave. So this is blue agave nectar, and the blue agave is what they use to make tequila.
All right.
All right. So the first margarita, 2 ounces of infused tequila, 1 ounce of lime, 3/4 of an ounce of agave. So the Ancho-Reyes margarita, this particular version recipe we got from Imbibe magazine, by the way.
We're big fans of Imbibe magazine.
Say again?
We're big fans of
We're
Imbibe
big
magazine.
fans of Imbibe magazine. Have gotten a lot of good recipes over the years.
They have a lot of good features, though, too.
Yep,
Places to
interesting
go.
articles. Yep.
Yeah,
Good
and it's
stuff.
not just about alcoholic beverages, I will also note.
It is not.
Coffee, tea, they've had sodas even.
Yep.
Big plug for Imbibe. Okay.
Big plug for Imbibe. All right. So very similar recipe. So for this one, it's 1.5 ounces of the silver tequila. And then 3/4 of an ounce of the Ancho-Reyes.
Is the Ancho-Reyes made in Mexico?
It is. 1 ounce of lime. And then just 1/2 ounce of the agave nectar.
So we've done the traditional preparation for the glasses. Do you want to
Yeah.
remind people how to do that?
These are salt rimmed. So for the regular one, we're doing just a basic salt rim, and it's a little bit of lime juice. And so just dip the glass into the lime and then swirl it around in some, we use David's kosher salt because it's a nice flaky big salt. And then for the Ancho-Reyes, we're actually using that plus a little bit of ancho chili powder, which we get from Penzeys.
Our favorite spice place.
Our favorite
It's
spice
awesome. All right.
store.
Okay, so basically the rims are the same, except that one has some ancho chili powder and the other doesn't.
That is correct. All right. So this is habanero-infused. And this is the Ancho-Reyes. There we go.
Okay.
And quick taste on both.
Cheers.
Cheers. We missed. Oh well.
Yeah, I'm trying to do two things here. Too much salt for me, but it's a nice spicy taste. Kind of gets you at the back of the throat.
Very nice. They're both good.
They are, I think, I like the smoky characteristic of the Ancho-Reyes.
I agree.
The one with the habanero seems to have more of a bite.
Yep. So it's, as with all of these, it's all of your preference. The definite benefit of the Ancho-Reyes is you don't have to prep things in advance.
That's true. I don't know, I think this is a win-win.
Either way, it's a win-win. They're both good. So
With that,
until next time.
cheers.
Cheers.